Myron Gaines is the most pathetic racist on the internet.
If there's anything I hate more than a fat person, it's a fat black person.
I mean, this African man is literally wearing a Klan hood and has chimpanzee noises on his soundboard. I should just end the video here. But for whatever reason, I've spent the past few months looking into how somebody can be like this.
Anytime you make a racist comment to the blacks, just stand on that shit, bro. Never apologize, bro.
And what I found is truly beyond belief. So let's get started. To put things into context, Myron is an ex-federal agent who quit his job so that he could put 100% of his focus into a podcast dedicated to degrading women and black people.
Men created the world that your fat ass lives in right now, that you can eat the surplus calories that you do every single day and not go to the gym. Nigga, this is why black women are at the bottom of the fucking tier, man. I got
Is he Indian? What's your nationality? I've been asking this whole time.
Being a racist asshole isn't new when it comes to the red pill movement, but the thing that really fascinates me about Myron Gaines is that he's one of the few people in this dumbass movement that actually believes the bullshit he's constantly preaching. You're somebody who has met this man, Myron. I'm sure you had some sort of opinion on him before you met him. What surprised you after meeting him?
So a lot of red pill guys are super fake. They're not as tall as they say they are. They don't actually care. And they almost never live by the values that they tell men that they should live by. Myron is not one of those characters.
He believes this shit so much that he publicly admitted that he was more proud to be yelling at OnlyFans models 3 times a week than he was saving children from child sex traffickers as a federal agent.
So I left a job that I truly loved to do this, right? Because I shouldn't be admitting this, but saving children, right? That was great, but saving you guys is better.
You are a bitch.
It's insane that this is the career that Myron is so proud of that it brings him to literal tears. But what's even more insane is how he actually handles himself on the podcast. Because when Myron's not hustling online courses or giving the worst dating advice humanly possible,
You shouldn't even be taking girls seriously until you're 35 years old, making $100,000 a year, have 6 months to 1 year of savings, be in the gym, and have a body count of 50.
he's doing shit like this.
You motherfuckers weren't there when I got the false accusation against me. You motherfuckers weren't there when this bitch lied and said that I got her pregnant when I fucking did it. And then you dumbasses, 3 years later, believe some bitch that makes the same allegations again. You fucking idiots.
I honestly believe there's more videos of Myron freaking out and screaming like a bitch than any man, woman, or child on the internet. It's insane that this is the man that's convinced that women are too emotional to do anything than make sandwiches.
I'm actually very big into a traditional relationship where the man is the leader, protects and provides for his woman, and all she has to worry about is making sandwiches and taking care of the kids. And I think that's how society's thrived for a long time. So it's actually the contrary.
But acts like this on a regular basis.
99% of you content creators are fucking pussies. Fucking f***ers. No one respects you. They make fun of you in the chat because you're a fucking loser. Saying you're fucking depressed about drugs and if I can do this, you're a bitch. You haven't dealt with no real adversity. That's the fucking problem, you privileged fucking f***.
Even though he's the one who let his own emotions cost him and his special needs friend millions of dollars. But we'll get into that in a little bit. Now, Fresh and Fit have been in controversy basically since the beginning of their dog shit podcast, but I think Myron's downfall really began once the Fresh and Fit podcast got demonetized. And there were a few really stupid decisions that this dumbass made that led to that happening. The first one being when Myron and his dumbass friends got so fed up with people making fun of them for being narrow-minded morons who hate half of the human population that they tried to get a bunch of YouTube channels deleted by sending them false copyright claims.
Fresh and Fit decided to hit us with dozens of copyright claims. We saw this was probably going to end up coming, and honestly, not upset about it at all. They apologized to us for some of the comments that they made in regards to Preach's significant other.
Hey, and Preach, I guarantee your wife is probably ugly. I said it.
Yo,
You gave her a ring pop and you licked her at your fucking wedding.
we should fly her up.
Weirdo.
Hey, yo, we should fly her up.
Guarantee her. Flued out. You may guess the bride. This dumbass nigga. I love you.
And then afterwards, recently, they decided to copyright claim the video that we did in response to their apology.
You
Copyright striking 3 of our videos means that our channel could have gotten permanently terminated. For your reporting of our fair use reaction to your hypocrisy, you were willing to terminate our channel.
For those of you who don't know, channels like mine that use other people's clips only exist because of the fair use law, which basically means you can use other people's clips as long as you're like making your own thing and you're not just like taking somebody's stuff and re-uploading it, you know? But Myron, Mr. Freedom of Speech, instead of addressing people's very valid criticisms of him, essentially went to YouTube lying, saying that channels like Auburn Preach were just taking his videos and re-uploading them and not creating their own transformative work, which is complete bullshit. I think this is about the most bitch-made thing an online creator can do.
Here's some chicken wings.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Of course.
Instead of actually addressing the criticism that people bring you, you instead decide to go to your boss and lie on them and try to get them fired.
Here's your burger, babe.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Because you don't like them making fun of you. And Myron did this after he apologized for going too far and going after people's wives. From my perspective, this whole thing just felt like two bitter children lashing out because they know they're wrong. I genuinely don't understand how anyone has any kind of respect for this man.
Yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're back. You know what I'm saying? The haters tried to kill us. Over 30 plus YouTube channels made videos like slandering our name, whatever it is. Now they're mad that there's consequences of actions, bro.
Because after the entire YouTube community went after Myron for being a Karen, instead of learning to address people's criticisms of him or changing his dog shit behavior, this was Myron's new and improved way of dealing with people critiquing him, where Myron pretended to be the monkey version of his two biggest black critics, Abba and Preach. Yeah, this motherfucker had a virtual Klan rally. Because of course he did. And if that wasn't bad enough, the next day, Myron went on another stream with Sneeko, another racially confused, self-hating
baby girl.
What's up?
God, you're black.
Oh my god, dude.
Darker than I expected.
Nick Fuentes, a literal white supremacist.
White people are every single bit justified in being racist.
Zerka, who got kicked off of Kick for being a pedophile, and just Pearly Things, who basically is just Myron light.
I think if a woman cheats, she's trying to leave you. If a man cheats, he's just like it's like a handshake.
Yeah.
Myron then puts on a sheet and calls black people monkeys for another 3 hours.
Preach is crying right now, swinging from a monkey branch. We got these niggas running like it's an employment line.
What the
What the fuck you niggas doing? Y'all sitting there in a tight ass reel. I'm sitting next to a fucking monkey with dreads for a decade.
And what did this foolishness lead to? His channel getting demonetized. Also, for him to compare this to Clayton Bigsby is one of the most delusional things I've ever heard in my life.
Goes to show how things have changed, because I remember when Dave Chappelle did the Clayton Bigsby back in the day, it was hilarious, but nowadays you do that shit, they're like, oh my god. Just goes to show how pussified we've become.
Just in case his dumbass is watching, let me try to explain why this is not the same thing, and I'll talk real slow just for you. Myron, that character, Clayton Bigsby, is supposed to be a piece of shit, and the absurdity of a blind Klansman who doesn't know that they're black is the comedy part. What you're doing isn't funny because you're not playing a character like Dave Chappelle is. You're actually just a racist.
Almost every time I gotta evict something, it's a bitch. Every fucking time, bro.
Just because you put on an accent doesn't mean you don't mean what you're saying. I know you mean what you're saying because you say it all the time.
Bro, reparations are for fucking retards, okay? Black people need to just stop being lazy. You're not gonna get a handout, okay? You're not gonna give your fucking reparations. Let's keep it 1,000. You niggas get your reparations, what you gonna do with it? You gonna buy a bunch of some Jordans? Some fucking drugs? Some weed?
They're gonna buy some weed.
Yeah.
Yo, nigga.
Yeah.
What good,
You gotta buy some Fendi. You gotta buy some bullshit.
Buy some guns.
You gotta buy some guns.
Rob
like,
niggas.
Yeah. Like, you niggas aren't gonna spend the money and invest.
Go back to jail.
Majority are gonna do criminal shit.
Yep, 100%.
These aren't jokes. You're just racist. And you being African doesn't change that. It just makes it even more sad.
They wanna go here and say, you're Myron, cool. The fucking Arab guy that's also black that literally, like, I hit so many different check marks for the KKK. Y'all wanna call me cool. These fucking black orangutan primate bitches.
But let's get back to Myron costing him and his special needs friend millions of dollars. Because unfortunately for humanity, the Fresh and Fit podcast was actually one of the top podcasts in terms of YouTube donations. If you're a rational person, you're probably curious on how these two were making millions from this.
She got 3.5. Why and how can she improve?
Well, her mid face is way too long. Obviously, she's got the jowls coming in, horrible nasolabial folds. Horrible total facial width to height ratio. Just really bad age indicators, but obviously at 30, that's not something really that's going to surprise me.
So let me try to explain. Because their business model was evil, but very effective. Step 1, create a podcast where your audience hates pretty much all women, but especially women who work in the sex industry. Step 2, have as many sex workers on the podcast as humanly possible, all women of course, to give the illusion that the average woman lives life on easy mode.
Hi, my name is Kazumi. Penis. I'm 25. I do porn. Hi guys, I'm Paris Banks and I am in the adult industry.
I'm a hairstylist, permanent makeup artist, and I just recently started OnlyFans.
I'm Emma Magnolia. I also do porn.
If you only had on average women with regular jobs, you wouldn't be able to sell this male victimhood fantasy to your audience of disgruntled divorcees and overly emotional incels.
Okay, men and women are not the same. We're not the same at all. Okay, I'll give you guys an example. Can I sell feet pictures for hundreds, if not thousands of dollars and possibly make a living off it?
I can. If you find that one that loves feet, maybe.
Okay, you're still living ladies, stop cutting me off. Stop cutting me off. So you're still living at Disney World? No, I'm talking about reality. Can a man make a living off of his sexuality like a woman can?
No.
Okay, so therefore we have different rules and privileges, correct? So it is ridiculous for you guys to try to impose your rules and realities on a man that doesn't have nearly the same amount of privileges.
Step 3, give the losers in your audience the opportunity to insult or disparage the women on your podcast with super chats. Grandma, super chats are basically when somebody gives money to your stream with a message attached to it. A message usually read aloud by Myron because the other one struggles to read and speak the English language.
But the moment you start paying the bills, you stop being the man. They thought you were gonna. Well, I mean, you could be the man.
Vaughn B goes, just joined the stream, and to my dismay, I saw the chick in the yellow top with the pancake booty standing and swaying her brick-shaped hips. Don't let her stand ever again. Thanks. $20 from Zentius. How big am I? Clearly, it's not as big as the miles of pipe you've had, the number of DNA on your chin, nor the overvalued holes. Stay in your lane, and thank you for making me richer as you buy cat food that I invested in.
See, Myron's audience of losers loves this because it's the most cowardly way for them to hurt the feelings of a random woman they hate for no reason. Like I said, definitely a net negative on humanity, but also very effective. And the part I always found hilarious was that the fans of Fresh and Fit were notorious for subscribing to the OnlyFans of the girls that came onto the show. So I asked you about this a little while ago, I think. Did you hear the rumors that like the fans of Fresh and Fit were notorious for like buying the OnlyFans of the women on the show?
So I'm friends with a lot of OnlyFans content creators.
Shout out.
All of them explicitly have told me that they go on those shows because it's so notorious for growth. Like you'll just make like oftentimes like a lot of women like double.
Really?
I won't say the names of the women who have told me this just for like I haven't gotten consent that they like want me to name drop them.
Sure.
But like I know like 20 to 30.
Damn, really?
All of them say this. Every girl and whatever as well. I'll talk to them afterwards and be like, why are you here? They're like, to promote my OnlyFans. Like, obvious. Why would I put up with abuse otherwise?
Speaking of subscribing to OnlyFans, today's video was sponsored by me and my Patreon. With this video, I actually made a lot more content than I usually do. We got a 30-minute interview with Erudite. I got an hour-and-a-half long interview with Tijuana Jackson on there. And my favorite was an interview I did with some of the dancers where we all call Myron gay. That was a lot of fun.
Without a doubt, he's gay. He sounds gay.
I'm not sure I'm gonna make any money off of this video just based off of how awful Myron is when he speaks the English language. We've got tiers as low as $1, and I really want to be able to keep trying weird things like shooting in random strip clubs, and the Patreon really helps with that. So if you're interested at all in supporting the channel, that is the best way to do it. It's gonna be the first link in the description. Anybody who signs up, I will love you more than 95% of the people in my family. But seriously though, I really do appreciate you guys just for hearing me out. Now let's get back to the saddest man in America. Ironic, right? It's almost like Myron and his loser-ass fans are just a bunch of obnoxious hypocrites that make all of their decisions based off of resentment and anger. But That's probably not true, right? Yeah, Myron is wrong about a lot of shit. The most obvious is the dating stuff, so let's get into it. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you've heard of the red pill and kind of understand the basics, but just in case, I found a clip that perfectly encapsulates most of what's wrong with this dumbass ideology.
I don't want to sound like an asshole, man, but I don't do shit for the express pleasure of women, man. It's a waste of time. It's way more important to protect her than to please her. Who gives a fuck about a woman's orgasm? It's useless.
Right.
Asagi.
Wait a minute. You said who gives a have a woman ever had an orgasm with you when you was having sex?
Yeah,
do you know how that feels? For you?
Yeah, but I don't. I'm not like in there like trying to like make it happen. I just like do it. If it happens, awesome. If it don't, like all right, well.
So have you ever like
don't work out?
Yeah, she's right. Not only because Myron is clearly bad at sex,
Female vaginas are disgusting.
but because he doesn't give a shit about making his girl happy. Myron's entire philosophy is that just because he has a six-pack and money, that a woman should just be grateful that he chose her, because he's more rare than she is.
Higher status men are rare. Most women are not. Most women are, because what men find attractive in women is easy to find. Is she beautiful, quiet, and submissive? A lot of women fit that. That's why men are okay with multiple women, because you guys are easy to replace. That's a cold, hard reality we don't tell women. So what I say is, if you're able to get one of these guys to take you seriously and give you a title, be happy with that. Because now you've taken his last name, you are no longer average like the bitch that he fucked on the side.
But what this clown doesn't understand is that women want to be around someone that they enjoy spending time with. Crazy, I know. It's this dumbass kind of thinking that led to Myron getting dragged all over the internet when his girlfriend left him and possibly cheated on him. Usually people feel bad for somebody who just got dumped, but look at how he talked about his girlfriend.
I'm not sneaking around in my own fucking house. My girl, my girl don't talk back to me. Like this whole like situation, argue. There's no arguments. This is how it is. She packs my condoms when I travel. That's how real it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry for her.
Yeah. And here's the thing. No.
I
She lives
agree.
a great life, and she's a beautiful girl. She's hotter than all the girls here. No offense.
That's
right?
fine.
And if we never have sexual relationships, guys, like you should stop with this.
Them boys commented, about damn time. How many blue chews did you take? We all know you were smashing Angie. You know what, bro? I wish, but no.
Clips like these make me think that Myron never saw her as a person, but more as a tool that he could use to make himself feel more important and less gay.
Female vaginas are disgusting.
I mean, imagine being a normal woman with a 9-to-5 and regular self-esteem, and having to tell your family that you're dating the host of the Fresh and Fit podcast.
What do you guys think about Hitler?
What if the Jewish did something to the Germans that made them act a certain way, but nobody wants to talk about it? Like the Jews don't want to take accountability.
They don't.
That's
Yes.
I'm with you on that one.
Okay.
The horror you would feel when they turn it on and watch that show with you. I find Myron's advice to be so objectively harmful and stupid that I wanted to get a second person's perspective on this just to make sure I'm not being a hater ass bitch. So I went to the wisest man I know, my sensei, Tijuana Jackson.
Tijuana Jackson, ex-convict turned motivational speaker. I'm a life coach with a goon hand.
Hoping he could bring some more insight into this foolishness. Him being a father of 3 and an elite businessman, I wanted to get his opinion on Myron's philosophy on living with your wife and kids.
I don't live with my girl. I think it's a bad idea to live with women. I think it makes you weak and soft. Now, if you have kids, obviously, a couple days a week you want to be there. But I think living... Yeah, because you're a supporter, man.
I thought you said you believe in the nuclear family.
I do believe in a nuclear family.
Well, that
do.
doesn't sound like a nuclear family.
I wouldn't sleep there every night. And the reason why I'd have it, because I think, because you still got to maintain the attraction with the woman, right? So like I got a girl now, right? We've been together for a bit. She doesn't live in the same place as me because I think women end up making you soft.
That sounds like Arrested Development in my mind for so many reasons. But my primary reason is, if I could help it, I wouldn't live with no fucking body. But again, I see the emotional, psychological effects it has on my 4-year-old when I'm not able to sleep at home because I'm on the road, or when he wakes up and I'm not there. He just has a completely different disposition. So define strength, define weak. All these things, again, are based on your priorities and where you are in your life. And if you're 35, but you still got college dorm fantasies, hey, it says a lot. And what a lot of us don't realize, man, is a lot of us experienced so much dysfunction throughout our childhood and throughout our upbringing that we were robbed of our childhood. And so what you witness today and same goes for gals, is a lot of us living our 20s the way we wanted our teens to be, and live in our 30s the way we wanted our 20s to be, and live in our 40s like we wanted our 30s to be, and so forth and so on. That's why it seems like such an infantile culture. And guess what? Now everybody got a mic and a platform.
Speaking of infantile dialogue, I wanted to get my sensei's perspective on a regular episode of Fresh and Fit. I think his answer will surprise you.
No, you're just dumb. It's not all black women.
Speak for
you
yourself.
Just have
You're
lack
dumb.
of
Speak for
critical thinking
yourself.
skills.
I'm 23
no.
and I'm probably doing better than you. Speak for yourself.
Bitch, who the f are you talking to?
Your mother is a bitch. Speak for yourself.
Yeah, listen, you stupid retard. How about this? How about this?
Make your show.
How about you get your fat ass up and get the f out of here? Get the f out of here. How about that? We don't need you. Get the f out of here. You need to hit the gym. Yeah.
What are my thoughts? Well, I have absolutely no sympathy for the woman on that just got escorted out. I have no sympathy for her, none whatsoever. I'm just keeping it a buck. I grew up in certain hoods. Let me tell you something about Hollywood, Florida, okay? Every dope fiend passed through that mug. It's just certain spots you can't go. Because if you go to them spots and something happened to you or you don't make it back, the first thing people gonna ask is, what was you doing there? You know the reputation. It ain't hard to go online and do the research. You subject yourself to being ridiculed and berated in that way. Maybe if she thought she could promote her business or whatever, hey, cool. But she can't get there and act surprised. No, you show up when in Rome. When you're wrong.
I honestly think he brought up a fair point here. As much as I love and will continue to be shitting on Myron, the women that subject themselves to this bullshit aren't blameless either. Any self-respecting person, as soon as they realize what this situation is, they should immediately leave. And to give credit where credit is due, sometimes they do. But as we know, most of the time, they don't. Another thing that should be glaringly obvious in this clip is just how racist Myron and his Negro minion are to black people.
You f***ing ratchet-ass Caribbean host think you can come in here and run the way you want.
Anti-blackness is a huge part of Myron's being.
I don't want to be like you stupid niggas anyway. Keep your Shaniquas, keep your Larquisas, keep your fucking Weave Warriors, keep your Watermelon Warriors. I don't give a fuck.
You good? Are you okay? And do you need anything from me?
People like Myron Gaines and Candace Owens are some of the most famous internet who will propagate any and every single negative black stereotype possible so that they can get a little pat on the head from the racist whites.
And I would argue black people nowadays have more opportunity than anyone else. Yeah. You guys, affirmative action, DEI, whatever, people that aren't qualified are getting jobs, etc. And then for some odd reason, if I call this shit out, I'm considered a white apologist, or a white nationalist, or a white supremacist.
I don't want to be like you stupid niggas anyway.
No, I just acknowledge the reality that in America, right, unless if you're a white male, you know, everything is against you if you're a white male. Yeah. Like white males are some of the most targeted race because everything can be blamed on them. You know, that's just the reality. So I call it out.
You suck, nigga.
Myron's self-esteem is so low that he goes to whites-only Twitter spaces looking for virtual validation. And when they inevitably call him the hard R and tell him to leave because he's African and they're white supremacists,
Tell that nigga to go find it himself.
he responds with this.
Hey, Myron, you're in a hostile
And I'm not
area,
scared
bro.
to have conversations with you guys because I'm not a pussy.
Okay,
So
well,
you're gonna have to either kick
you're not
me
gonna
out
have a
or whatever.
You're not gonna have a conversation with him. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, well, this dude's a so whatever. British guy, like, dude, I know you're mad about 1776.
Mad about 1776? Bitch, they're mad because you're African and they're racist. And after they kick him out, he joins another whites-only Twitter space, this time leading with some anti-Semitism veteran moves, but eventually gets asked a question by another one of his fellow racists that totally stuns him. Let's take a look.
Can I make this interesting? Can I make this interesting real quick? Myron, you were in my space the other day, and I said, you know, you're doing a great job calling out these Jews, but, you know, if we take this country back, we want it for white folks. And would you go home? And you said, I was born here, and I'm not going anywhere. And this is where I think the problem is with working with non-whites, is that once you think you help us, that you're just going to stay in our country. Do you still stand with that answer?
Hate to admit it, but considering the environment he's in, that's a valid question. Once they take their country back, it would be pretty fucked up if you stayed there messing up their Aryan utopia with all that nasty ass melanin you have. This is what a lot of these love to ignore. If these people got what they wanted, you wouldn't be here. They don't like you.
You're in my country right now. You're an invader.
Nothing to do with you.
You hate the Jews, but at the same time, you are a Jew bioweapon. You're a Jew bioweapon, Myron.
I just have to acknowledge the fact that he called him a Jewish bioweapon. That's the most unhinged shit I've ever heard in my life. They don't like you, and you'll never be able to debate, hate, or facilitate your way into being white. No matter how many black people you throw under the bus, to them, you're just another.
Nigga!
I think Myron has that black people are fake victim shit so deep into his head that he forgot that there's people out there who will hate you just because of your skin color. He spent so much time hating on black Americans, especially black women, that he really believes that they're on his team.
You know how many white supremacists and white nationalists call me an honorary Aryan nigga? Bro. I can show up to the Klan rallies, guaranteed.
Nigga, what? Myron, go, please. I can't see any reason why that wouldn't go great. Do it. Do it tonight. Make us all look stupid. But again, I'm just some gay hater, so I wanted to show a clip to my sensei to see if he could give me some sort of unique insight on Myron's relationship with black people.
And black women, here's another thing, dirty little secret about black women. They don't like intelligence. They don't like competence. They don't like proper English. They don't like educated, none of that shit. You corny. You ain't got no slang. You're boring. You're white. You're white. You're a square. I'll tell you this. Black is the only bitch that will sit there and roast you for being smart. Intelligence is not respected or admired in the black community. Competence is not respected or admired in the black community. You know what is respected? Being a thug, talking like a fucking dumbass, and being a criminal.
I find it hilarious because his entire argument works against his own behavior. Don't get me wrong, I too have been subjected to ridicule, you know, because my teeth wasn't perfect when I was a kid, or because of the fact that, you know, because of the fact that I operate with a different swag. Or
one time I got drunk and went to jail for stealing tropical fish from this hotel aquarium and violated my parole.
You know, even I would get ridiculed for traveling. Again, I don't like lumping it in. I'm saying the black girls that I encountered in my youth, I would say a good percentage of them ridiculed me for being different and having different experiences. You feel me? Now, when we talk about black women, we should at least distinguish. Because now you say women, you are going to a different level of maturity and experience. Which black women is he referring to? You're talking about millennials? You're talking about Gen Xers? You're talking about Gen Z? What are we talking about exactly? He's saying black women don't appreciate intelligence. Now, in a previous clip, I just heard him come out his mouth with the B word. I heard him make all these, you know, loose accusations and generalizations about a woman that just had a different opinion as his.
I'm telling you, get the out of here, bitch.
So what I'm trying to figure out is, has he ever demonstrated intelligence to a black woman? Or what he puts out but gets the response he gets? You feel what I'm saying? When you speak of black women, there's these cultural distinctions. The African American, for instance, the black woman in America's experience is very different from a woman in Somalia, okay? Even if the woman from Somalia were to come to the United States, her experience in the USA is going to be different. The trajectory, whether we know it or not, culture, especially today, culture is distinguished household by household. The problem with his argument is the same problem that completely discredited the entire Red Pill movement and completely discredits the anti-feminist movement. It completely discredits. It's the generalization.
I think that's a really valid point. Like, these generalizations are a huge problem, but I also understand that if you want to have conversations about stuff like this, you're going to have to make some generalizations. But the funny thing is when Myron tries to use things like stats to prove his point that black people are so lazy, he's so blinded by his hatred of us that he doesn't see that his stats actually counteract his point.
You are not oppressed as an African American in the United States, or an FBA, foundationally black American, whatever they want to say. They say all these excuses about why the black man can't get ahead. I'll give you out one stat, all right, just to show you guys how ludicrous these guys are. In 1940, okay, 87% of blacks lived in poverty. By 1960, about 47% of blacks lived in below the poverty line, okay? So a 40% drop. Also, keep in mind, this was before the civil rights era. So racism was at its highest. So please explain to me how you had a 40% drop of blacks living under the blacks living in the under the poverty line in one of the worst eras to be a black person in the United States. And then you're fast forwarding to 2023, where racism exists. I'm not denying it exists. However, it is not strong enough to keep you back or hold you back from success. No way. But you're telling me people had way more obstacles back then and they were able to not live in poverty? Come on, man, get out of here.
Now, there's a lot wrong with his argument here, but I think the biggest thing that this dumbass forgets is that the rate of black poverty has continued to go down. According to him, it was at 87%. I mean, let's be honest, we started at 100%, but according to him, started at 87%, then went down to 40, but in 2022, it was at 17. So like, what the is his point here? Honestly, I think that's pretty good. To go from 90% to 17% in 2 generations, I feel like that's pretty impressive. But he's using this to try to prove how lazy modern black people are. Because he's so hurt that he's not in the group that he can't even think straight. My theory is that Myron's hate for women and black people come from the same place. A lack of fitting in or feeling understood. I've heard Myron many a time talk about how uninterested women were in him when he was a kid because he was overweight and nerdy.
Because when I was 18 years old, playing Halo, figuring out my life, no bitch would have taken me. So now that I'm up, you're down, that shit, I'm gonna exercise the leverage.
And I think that's something that a lot of people can relate to. My only thing is, nigga, you're 36 years old. Creating a podcast dedicated to attacking women every single day is just about the least productive way to handle your childhood trauma. And like I said earlier, your advice is objectively terrible. The only thing you're doing for these men is making them more insecure and unlikable.
It's a biological imperative, my friends. Okay, it's called Briffel's Law. Basically, once the man stops providing value to her, she's going to end the relationship. Okay? The formation of the relationship and the existence of the relationship is basically based on the female's needs and if they're still being met. If they're not, the relationship more than likely will end. Because like I've told you guys before, women are professional and biological resource extractors. If they're no longer able to extract from you, the time is ticking and they will leave.
Dumbass, that's not just women. Any self-respecting person, once they feel they're not getting anything out of a relationship, they leave that relationship. That's just how humans work. To depict women as these soulless resource extractors does nothing but fulfill your pathetic little male victimhood fantasies. And if you really gave a shit about helping men, you would see that. And I don't know, it's been a trip watching the rise and fall of Myron Gaines. It's been a little dystopian, honestly. It's pretty clear he's learned absolutely nothing. If I'm being honest, I've only seen him get more hateful and aggressive over the years.
How about this? You can get the fuck off the show.
Yeah.
How about that? Get the fuck off.
Yeah. If you get it's fine.
Disrespectful. Matter of fact, real quick, any of you bitches want to get up and leave, you can feel free to leave. Because at the end of the day, you guys are all sluts anyway. So I don't give a fuck. If you want to get off, get up, get the fuck out. Matter of fact, oh yeah, get the fuck out of here.
And I don't think he's someone who's capable of developing in any sort of meaningful way. I really don't. But his audience is a different story. A few years ago, I made a video making fun of the red pill, and I remember reading a comment that stuck with me. I'm not gonna find it because I'm lazy, but essentially they said, maybe this ideology isn't perfect, but you're not supplying an alternative. You're just talking shit. Which was true, and that was a big reason of why I wanted to have Tijuana Jackson in this video. He's someone I've seen firsthand like really help people talk through their problems and make real breakthroughs. If you are somebody who seeks advice from Myron Gaines, I would highly suggest you check out his channel. And Myron, if you're still watching, you're constantly bitching about black people and Jewish people and women being victims, but the reality is you've adopted and dedicated your life to spreading this stupid ass ideology just so that you can feel bad for yourself because you still haven't gotten over the fact that people were kind of mean to you when you were a child. So fuck you and that dumbass podcast, you goofy ass self-hating bioweapon. All right, I also want to give a huge shout out to Bare Elegance for letting me shoot here. I'm sure a lot of you are wondering what I was doing in a strip club, but yeah, they let me shoot here during closing hours and they were very kind. Shout out to Brian, bro. I appreciate you for making this happen. And yeah, if there's any other businesses that want to let me shoot at their business, here is my email. I want this to become like a regular thing. I think it's kind of cool and fun. So yeah. Okay, I'm not on screen because it's like 3 in the morning and I look homeless as shit right now, but if you made it to the end of this video, I very much so do appreciate you. And if you feel like watching another video with somebody who matches Myron's self-hate, I would watch the Candace Owens video. And if this video was kind of traumatizing and you need a bit of like a palate cleanser, I would check out the Terrence Howard video. That's most people's favorite. Again, I appreciate the hell out of you for making it to the end of the video, and I'm sorry for the trauma.